Why do we forget our dreams when we wake up? Well, there's one major reason, there's one major way to stop forgetting your dreams, and there are three major benefits that you get from developing a dream recall practice, especially if you're using memory techniques. So in this video, and if you want to learn memory techniques, then definitely watch this video. We're going to talk about all of this and give you a strategy for remembering your dreams so you can get these benefits. That's coming right up. Hi there, this is Anthony Metivier. Thanks so much for sharing your time with me right now to talk about the benefits of dream recall and why we forget dreams in the first place. So why does this happen? Let's start right there. The reason why is simply that we don't pay attention to them in the ways that help us remember information. This is true of why we forget anything. All memory optimization starts with paying attention at a higher level and at a strategic level, using techniques that enable us to change the information on a sort of decided conscious program that helps with the encoding process in the brain so that later we can decode it, check that it's in long-term memory, and if it isn't, we can make things better so that it is in long-term memory. This is as true of dreams as it is of foreign language vocabulary and all the rest. The quality of attention that we pay has everything to do with the quality of the memories that we make. And it's really, really that simple. So how do we pay more attention to our dreams and why do it? What are the benefits? Well, first of all, if you want to pay more attention to your dreams just by default, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, click that little bell icon so you're notified, because this is the first video in a new playlist about dream recall for optimizing your memory practice. If you don't already use memory techniques, then do that anyway. Get involved, because learning memory techniques is one of the greatest investments that you'll ever make, and adding a dream recall program to what you do is going to help make things so much easier. And basically, that's the first thing to help yourself pay more attention to dreams, is get involved. Be part of this quest to remember more dreams and then use the dreams to improve or help establish a better memory practice from the get-go. So what we do to intervene on this process to help ourselves remember dreams is we start to write them down. And it's as easy as having a dedicated dream journal that you keep visible by your bed so that you're reminded to do it. And before you go to bed, just simply say to yourself, I remember my dreams, I write them down. You can do another technique that's called predating, which is to write down tomorrow's date as you command yourself, essentially, that you remember your dreams and you write them down. Don't underestimate that. There's nothing kooky about it or woo-woo or anything pseudoscientific about it. You're just making the conscious intention in your mind out loud to do something, and then you're putting an actual trigger that will help remind you. I have found that some people instantly start remembering dreams the next day. Other people, they need a couple weeks. Other people need a couple of days. I don't know what it will be for you, but this works, and the results are astonishing if you get into it. And normally, people who do this, they are blown away by the very next day recalling not just one dream, but an abundance of dreams. And it's like any sort of sports performance. You don't necessarily just go all the way up, but you have a sort of curve of improvement over time that has dips and valleys and peaks. And you really just want to keep consistent with this practice so that you can draw an upward curve, but expect it to go up and down. But the quality of attention that you pay to this by deliberately going and getting a journal that's specific for this, I highly recommend that you also get a pen that's specifically devoted to this. You're going to tell your mind that you're in for this, you want this, and then your mind is going to respond, and it's going to do it all the more so because it's visible. I recommend a very, very strong color for this so that you're able to see it, and it just really signals the importance and the specificity to your brain, and it stands out from everything else because I chose this color specifically for this so that it stands out. And then when you wake up, even if you don't remember any dreams, write down no dreams remembered. This is really, really key part of the process. Now, when you do remember dreams, try to write down as much material as you can without confabulation, without invention. Although there is a space for confabulation and invention that we can talk about at a different time. In any case, last night, one of my first dreams, and here's where the benefits start coming in, was involving a classroom and moving desks around. And then the second dream was me being a consultant on an Alien movie, not the Ridley Scott franchise, but just a movie about aliens. And I was consulting on it. I used to be a story consultant at one point after I concluded being a film studies professor. Really, really interesting. And here's where the benefits come in. Because when you remember your dreams, you can ask your dreams questions. And I'm not talking about psychoanalysis. You can do psychoanalysis if you want. I've talked about that in my course on how to remember your dreams. But more important than psychoanalysis or dream interpretation for establishing better memory practice, better memory technique use is memory palaces. And people sometimes run out of memory palaces. So I always ask myself, what memory palace could I think of because of this dream? And so in the first case with the classroom, I thought of Winters College at York University where I did my PhD, and I used parts of that. But then I just thought about it a little bit more, and I thought, have I really tapped that out? It's coming to mind, I'm associating to it. It's not explicitly the classroom that was in that dream, but why did that come to mind? And then I pressed around and I realized I won one year, third prize in the Robbie Burns Poetry Prize, and there was a reading down in the basement of Winters College. I've never used Winters College basement reading area there, or meeting room for events, as a memory palace. So boom, +1 memory palace, right there. And more specifically, I'm just going to use the stage of that room because it's what I recall the most. So there's 4 magnetic stations in this new memory palace. I would never have gotten that any other way except for the simple morning passive memory exercise. And then it becomes active because then I go and use my memory journal, which is a different journal altogether, draw the memory palace, and then start to use it in my daily practice for whatever that I'm learning, which right now is Chinese. So I got 4 new magnetic stations in a completely unique memory palace, and it's just amazing. And you know, I've been doing this for years. I have a Dream Recall Intensive secret Facebook group with a small amount of devoted memorizers, and we are having a great time in there. And more often than not, it's like +1 memory palace, +1 memory palace. After years and years of doing this, I still find new memory palaces. So you never need to run out. Your dreams will provide them for you. Likewise with the second dream with the alien consulting thing, I just thought of, as I was doing my association, the last place that I was a story consultant, I was invited to the set. There were 2 actors there, and I remember the set, it was in a bank. I never used it as a memory palace, +1 memory palace. It's that easy. Then, here's the second benefit. When we're using memory palaces, we need magnetic imagery. So we're going to create imagery that we associate, which is another powerful tool in memory, and we're going to use these associations to attach information that we don't know to things that we already do know, which is a very good process. And then what we're going to do is we're going to massage things around and place them in there, or actually create them in the memory palace on those specific magnetic stations, and revisit them. But we can actually use what I call bridging figures, magnetic bridging figures. So these 2 actors I'd never used before, and now I've got them, right? So this is dream recall excavation, gives me more memory tools to work with, and this ongoing process. This is lost day after day if you don't have a memory practice. But if you have a memory practice of writing down your dreams, you have more material to work with, you have a consistent feeder system night after night after night. It is so incredibly powerful, it is so wonderful, and I really, really, really enjoy doing it, and the people that I work with enjoy doing it as well. And you get so many tools, and you get so much self-discovery, so that if you did want to do some self-analysis, psychoanalysis of yourself, you can. And we can talk about those things at a different time, but they're very interesting. And the third major benefit that you get from all this is that you're practicing mental imagery. Now, let's be careful about this term mental imagery, because a lot of people think that memory techniques come down to visualization. Actually, it comes down to imagination. And so you have a number of magnetic modes, and this is my term for all of the different visual centers and image centers that the brain has, which are not just images, not just vision, but you have auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, gustatory, you have conceptual, and you know, there may be more. There's actual spatial memory and so forth, and there's all of the different levels of memory that we can get into: episodic memory, semantic memory, procedural memory. It's just exciting stuff, right? Well, I just sort of boil that all down into the term magnetic modes. And the more that you understand them, the more you tap into them, the more that you have a great solid practice. And when you're using memory techniques, you want to develop a real connection to each and every one of these. And so that's why I find Dream Recall so important. It's why I'm starting this playlist, and it's why that I talk so much these recent days about the magnetic memory method, memory connection. The memory connection that you can create between all these magnetic modes in very, very specific ways. And so if you'd like more information about creating this connection, then go to magneticmemorymethod.com/MCA. And that is a short little acronym for memory connection audio, because I've got an audio sample there for you that you can check out and really dive into getting some more tips and tools and strategies for developing the memory connection in your life and moving forward towards having greater use of your mind, what it's already doing right now, in a higher way, in a more focused and direct way, so that whether you're using memory techniques for years and years and years already, you'll get a greater advantage, or if you're just starting out, you'll start out from a stronger basis, because one of the biggest things about the magnetic memory method is to start from the ground and build up, not have things floating around in the void. This is why the Memory Palace is a huge important technique here, but it's also why daily practice or near daily practice is so important here. And that's what Dream Recall does for you, is it creates a consistent, ground up feeder system of new memory palaces, new magnetic imagery, and connection between all these magnetic modes. So go to magneticmemorymethod.com/MCA to get started and have more wonderful information that you'll be able to use to direct towards creating the memory connection in your life. Thanks for watching this video. Hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, let me know you're engaged. Show me down in the comments what you think about your dreams and the practice of dream recall. And if you want to share any dreams, then make sure you pay attention to that opportunity to discuss down below. And also, you might be having to get an invite to the Dream Recall Intensive with my very, very exclusive group of Dream Recall Explorers. And it's so much fun. So thanks, memorizers, for watching this video on the Magnetic Memory Method YouTube channel. Hit subscribe, thumbs up, and until we speak again, come visit me at magneticmemorymethod.com/MCA. Talk soon and keep yourself magnetic.